I've trucked through all 48 states and really recommend trucking for people that like to travel and see the countryside and make this country really move, because trucks are what keep everything moving in our country. I like to make travel films of my different adventures that I have throughout the country, and that's one reason I made this film called Icy Road to Gallatin. We're in Ballinger, Texas. If you can find Abilene, Texas, and then just look a little south, that's where we are. Ballinger, Texas. Just a few minutes from a drop that we have here in Ballinger, some kind of a crop chemical. So let's get on our way to make that delivery. Good morning, by the way. The guy that owns this place, I was talking to him in there. He commutes here from Dallas. And he's trying to buy a little farm or something here and move out here. I don't know, just it seems like if he did do that and then Love's opens up a place out here, I don't know how thriving his business would be at that point. Not that it's thriving now, but I don't know if Love's would ever come out here. It's not a lot of traffic. Might see Gomer Pyle, and that's it. I'm hauling a high cube trailer, which is a trailer that's about 8 inches higher than a normal trailer, 14-foot trailer. So I certainly won't be going east with it, maybe to Dallas, and that's it. These trailers primarily run in the west, where there's higher bridges, etc. So we'll be dropping off in a few minutes. Well, we've made it. Looks like we're going to be delivering something for crops, some kind of chemical. Still pretty quiet place. All right, we actually already have a door and everything. So we'll get the doors open and go down there and... Oh, actually it's that way. I got turned around.
5 degrees here in Nashville. Freezing. Woo. I can't believe how cold it is. I reached for my coffee cup, but I'm out of coffee, so I'll have to drink some root beer. The heater in my truck makes everything so dry. Alright, let's disconnect from this trailer. Well, we've come a long way since Texas the other day. We worked our way down south, and then now we're up north more, where it got so cold. And of course I have no empties here, so I'm gonna go get some fuel at Pilot here in Lebanon, and then go to Gallatin where there's an empty there, and then we're gonna pick up a load in Gallatin, Tennessee, near Gallatin, Tennessee, and the load will be going to South Carolina.
In a quarter mile, turn right on Sparta Pike, US 70, and then take the entrance to the left in 750 feet.
Where it won't be this cold.
Feet,
although
right
it's cold there
Sparta
too.
Pike,
They're having
US
storms,
70, and then take the entrance to the
and
left.
everything there. But there's a Pilot right up the street. We're gonna get fuel and coffee. And the dispatcher, I was just talking to him in our office, and he said the roads are really icy between here and Gallatin, so we'll have to keep our fingers crossed. Oh, and be careful. I just heard on the radio that Knoxville, Tennessee is completely shut down. I guess they're still getting hammered by ice and snow. And I'm pretty sure this load that we're picking up, once we get an empty, is going to go through Knoxville. If we go through the gorge. I haven't routed myself yet, so we'll see. Might have to take a detour. Maybe through Atlanta, although Atlanta's having problems too, so. This is what makes trucking interesting. This is not a commercial for Pilot Flying J, but that app, especially on a cold morning where it's this cold. My hands aren't cold, I'm not cold. Well, I'm cold because I had to put the pumps in and out, but I mean the nozzles in and out, but it's really a good thing. We got fuel, we got coffee. Now we're gonna take the Icy Road to Gallatin, and hopefully they'll have an empty there. The Icy Road to Gallatin sounds like a movie. The Icy Road to Gallatin. This is the time of year where all the trucks are covered in salt. Salt and ice. Well, the Icy Road to Gallatin is not icy at all, so all the hysteria and caution for nothing. But you never know, so now it is just the road to Gallatin. All right, well, I'm here at where I'm picking up an empty, and there doesn't seem to be anybody around. Oh, there's a phone. Let's pull up to the phone. Well, that's not going to do me any good. Okay. All right, well, now they're sending me clear to Nashville, which is 17 miles from here, which is the complete opposite direction from where I'm going. So, I know I'm supposed to be all happy and smiley and stuff, but sometimes I'm not. I don't know how they're supposed to know who's open and who isn't, but they ought to have some kind of list of who's open on the weekends or something so that they don't send us on a wild goose chase to find empties. So now I gotta go to Nashville and then turn around and go an hour the opposite direction. Alright, well, I found this one. Hopefully it's empty. We're at a company here in Nashville, and I hope this one's empty. Let's go find out. Alright, we got the empty hooked up here. And we're on our way to a town called Red Boiling. And so here we go.
You're watching Adventures in Trucking with Indiana Jack. Keep on trucking.
Well, we got here, believe it or not, a place called Red Boiling Springs, and they're closed. This facility here is run remotely from Michigan, so when you call on the phone, it goes to Michigan. And so I could pick up a load in theory if it was ready, so, but there's no one to load it today. So we're leaving the trailer here, gonna go paint the town. There are no towns close by, so the closest one is Lafayette, Tennessee, so maybe there's like a Walmart or something there where maybe they have a Denny's or something. This place is closed up tighter than can be. And I was just on phone with my office, and I argued with the guy. He says they're open and they're going to load you. But I go in there and I talk to Michigan, and you guys can see there's nobody here. So things like this happen on the weekends. All right, well, we're at a Walmart. Just one city down, and they have a Carl's Jr.'s here that were in the truck parking in. And I just want to make sure that other trucks can squeeze by me, because I'm going to park here for the night. Now I'm on this side. We'll leave that other side for vehicles coming in and out, other trucks. Probably in the night, other trucks are going to come in there. So this is my parking space for the night. It's supposed to get down to 2 degrees tonight, so I'm definitely idling. Woohoo! You know, when I left that morning, it reminded me of all the other times that I spent at a certain area in the city. Maybe it was a Walmart or some shopping center that now when I go back through that city, I say to myself, oh yeah, I remember when I spent, 10 or 20 hours just sitting in that city waiting for a customer to open. Story of my life. Cranking up these trailers. Well, they gave me a door already. Sometimes it pays to be the first one here. Doesn't mean I'll be the first one out. Okay, well, we're out of the good twilight zone. It only took them 45 minutes to load me, which at these water places, that's a miracle. Just checking, making sure my tandem's locked in. And they did. So now we got to go over the hills of Tennessee and to the hills of North Carolina, going all the way down to South Carolina. Where hopefully it's a little warmer. And we are going to have to stop at a scale and weigh this, because it's 44,000 pounds of water. Would you guys quit drinking water, please? Oh, that's all right. When I was a kid, water was a Dixie cup at Mom's kitchen sink, Or the hose. And we definitely want our jakes on through these hills. And hopefully they'll just automatically let us out. Aha! And I checked the weather, and Knoxville's okay now. I guess they got all their roads squared away there. So let's roll to South Carolina. Which is slicing right through the Smoky Mountains, almost to North Carolina. Got 2 or 3 miles. Haven't had any ice or snow on the freeway anyway. Lots of it on the side roads. Coming through here, there's a lot of trucks behind me because I'm usually the heaviest. Today there aren't any, so it's always more relaxed when you don't have a lot of traffic. Takes all the pressure off of you, you know? Well, I spoke way too soon. All of a sudden we started to hit ice right into North Carolina, where I don't think they use, they don't know what salt is here. So it got to be bumper to bumper on this ice. So this is going to slow down our trip. Hopefully on the other side of the gorge, the roads will be normal. Oh, I hope so. Well, we finally got rolling into North Carolina, and now I have to take my break, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to drive. I have about 3 more hours left, so, and there's not a lot of truck stops between here and the Charlotte area, which is where we're going. So we're kind of winging it today because of that delay. I threw everything off. Who would have thought that? So let's get rolling on to our next stop. Probably we'll go to that Saludo truck stop, which is about 45 miles from here. We'll see. We might have to roll all the way to Charlotte. I don't know. Let's go. Well, I'm on lots of ice here. We are at that Saludo truck stop, so I'm going to bed. Good night. It has been exactly 10 hours and 10 minutes since I saw you guys last. So we're going to head into first Charlotte and then go south down to Pageland, South Carolina. If I'm not frozen here on this ice. little store here isn't open, so I haven't had any coffee yet. Well, I have good news and bad news. The good news is I arrived here at the customer. And the bad news is they changed it to a live unload, which is horrible for me. That's the bad news part. Because now I have to sit and wait for them to unload me. So you guys are going to have to sit here too. This is one of those deliveries where I have to unhook. So we put the landing gear down, we disconnected all the hoses, and now we have to disconnect the truck while they unload us. All right, took them 2 hours, that's not so bad. And we're out of here. Still pretty cold. Well, I made it to Brunswick. I did get some beef stew here, so hopefully it'll be good. See you in the morning. Thanks for riding along as always. Well, good morning, truckers. 47 degrees this morning at 7 o'clock a.m. We are in Daytona Beach, Florida. Trucking down 95. Doing 65 miles an hour. And we'll be arriving at our final destination, Fort Pierce, Florida, at 10 o'clock this morning. Should be rolling in at 10 o'clock sharp. Well, in the past, I've talked about the world's smallest pilot being Manuka, in a joking way, Manuka, Illinois, and a few others, but this one really is runner-up for the world's smallest pilot. Cocoa, Florida. Where I just fueled up here. And the trucks always pull in like that orange one there, and then they don't know where to go. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots to park in. But it has a Waffle House. for the 7 drivers, which are all local trucks. Well, we've hooked up here in rainy Fort Pierce. Now we're on our way back. We're probably just not going to do anything else. We're just going to drop off an empty, if they have one here, at the yard, and then just be off a few days. And so now I just have to search around and find an empty. I heard there's 8 trailers here. I don't know if they're empty, but I don't know why I got a message saying that, but I guess that means they don't want me to bobtail back. Because it's 100 miles, they usually don't want you to bobtail 100 miles. Even though that would be the cheapest. But I have a list here of 2 they don't want me to take, so let's find out what those are. Well, I found a trailer, but it's a Great Dane. Well, we'll just have to make it work. Unfortunately, all they have here are Great Dane trailers. You know what? This one feels heavy. I better, before I hook up, I'm going to check. Let's go look, because that felt too heavy. All right. This one is two doors down. Let's check it out. So far, so good. Yeah, it's empty, but it's dirty. But that's all right. I can sweep it out. Let's check the mud flap on this one and the tires. It's got a chewed on mud flap. Someone's Great Dane came and nibbled on that. Yeah, we're okay. All right, so this one's it. All right, let's get out of here. We're hooked up to this trailer with mud flaps, with tires, with lights, with air brakes. And take this back to the yard, and then we'll be off for 3 days. Here in Florida. Where notice, no, I don't have boobs, but I'm not wearing a coat, right? I have the air conditioning on. It's 72 degrees. And if there were work only in Florida, I would probably do it. But there's just no freight here. Where all my friends right now are up in the north where it's below 0, where I was earlier this week. You guys were there.
Before you leave YouTube, be sure to subscribe so you'll get a notification of our new films coming in the future. Also, you may want to swing by our Facebook page at facebook.com/IndianaJack and say hello there.
Alright, well, we've hooked up here in rainy... Alright, well, we've hooked up here in rainy... Well, we've hooked up here in rainy Fort Pierce. Now we're on our